girl from jungle. Enough girl and none of them must see grumble. I'll get to you to know for take me example. The one burn a business now work again. Go one man for have all 50 girlfriends. You start drink fruit, start drink it again. You have to have a stamina for service them. When me talk about enough girl, just understand what me mean. Suppose I want to line up all the neck party. One girl can make.
So they say there is somebody for everybody out there. But them say every one of them stick a bush. But what if your somebody was already involved with somebody else and that person consents to you being a part of the relationship? Would you get involved with the two other persons or how many other persons? Would you live together? Would you raise a family together? Would you maybe start a business together? Do everything like one big happy family? Huh?
Girl in a bundle, girl from Rima, girl from jungle. Love girl and none of them must see grumble. I'll get a youth enough to take me example of. Love girl and girl in a bundle, girl from Rima, girl from jungle. Love girl and none of them must see grumble. I'll get a youth enough to take me example. You don't know, say me got my wife and me, she have me kids and drive me under car. That now gonna stop me from out girl abroad. Me do me use me condom, come on, I'm not fraud. One girl in all my life been misery. One girl alone can't satisfy me, babe. If you got me off, pulling me off. White liver and white kidney. Got me black like a tar and me strong like a lion. Ain't no girl me want them off the war in Zion. Girl off me cry for this piece of pipe. Someone feel enough girl and girl in a bungle. Girl from Rima, girl from jungle. Enough girl and none of them must be gone.
The male who was supposed to come on tonight, he actually said that he's a Jamaican. He migrated about 5 years ago. He lives in the United States and he's married. And he said that about 2 years ago, they have a friend there, Jamaican as well. They're all Jamaicans. And there's a friend, and he said that, 2 years ago, he approached his wife and he asked his wife, how would you feel about having this person join the relationship? And he said at first his wife was like, hell no. And then he said one night while he was sleeping, his wife woke him up and was like, I really wanted, the wife said this thing, I really wanted to do this for a long time, but I wasn't sure how you would feel about it. And he said, then why you never talk to me? So it comes back to the thing about in those relationship persons being honest and open. And he said that after that, when the wife agreed to the third person joining the relationship, he said the first thing that they did was they had a sit down where they established all the rules, as in the do's and the don'ts. And he said that it's been fine, it's been working really good because they're both teachers. He operates a business, and his partners, wife and girlfriend, they're both teachers. So he said like they help each other. The girlfriend would assist him in the business, and the wife would they would get along. And he said because they're new to the States, as in 5 years, they kind of just rely on each other for companionship. And he said it's been working really good. He said that the girlfriend doesn't live there. So, in some of these relationships, the third person or the fourth or how many person would live in the same space. He said she doesn't live there, but she lives close by. So if needs be, she can always just come over and stay because there's a room there for her. But just to allow them space, she goes home and come back, and she'll come back whenever. He said that in terms of cost saving, he said it's the best thing ever because they all combine their income and it's better for everybody, right? He said, they hang out together and the couple has a visiting relationship. Yeah. Yeah, but he said it's just because the girlfriend wants to have her space. But he said if needs be, she can always just come there and she can stay because there is room for her there. But I guess just out of her own security, you know, maybe she's protecting herself. She wants to have her place if anything she can come back. He said jealousy came into play, but you know, through conversation they actually addressed that issue. He said jealousy will definitely come into play. But you know, it's out of mutual respect that people are able to address whatever issue they have and move forward. But he actually said it's really good. It's really, really good. Yeah. Um, Brittany, no. In Brit's case, she said that she actually she has a boyfriend, and she said that her boyfriend, he said to her that he wanted to experience another man having sex with her. And she said at first she was wondering, where am I going with this? And then she said the idea, she start after a while, she kind of start liking the idea. And the first time she did it over the phone. This one is also a visiting, I should say. She did it over the phone. And then she said, like, he liked it, and then he started to come there to sit and watch what was happening. And she said, somebody said, you want two man? And she said, yeah. She said, yeah. And she said that she likes it because at least she knows whenever he's not around her, she knows where he is, which is with this other person. And that other person knows about her. So they are like one big happy family. Yeah, you have to be mentally strong. You have to know, you have to know, hey Jules, you have to know what you want. Going into a relationship like that, you have to know what it is. First, definitely you have to be mentally strong because you have to be able to deal with everything that's going on. And I think the big thing is jealousy, insecurity, all of that. So they've been able to work it over time. And she said that's the best thing that has ever happened to her in terms of she's happy. She's like, she's okay. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So that's the two stories in a nutshell. I mean, I don't think I can say it like them, you know. I mean, they told when I was listening to them, I was like, I was like, what? You know, when your mouth drop a gun and you try it in there. And no, he's not bisexual. She said that they like he joins in, so she'll have two guys there with her. And I wish you were here to explain yourself. I hope I'm doing a good job and I'm not getting you and your relationship all over the place. But yeah. So that's, in a nutshell, that's what it is. The life kind of flop out tonight because the people that were supposed to come on. Well, Brit is having some issues with her thing. I don't know what's happening. And I am not seeing no, you know, so based on the research that I did, it says it's actually very safe because, you know, like if you have a partner at home and that partner goes out and cheats with she, and the whole lady, right? You don't know where you're going and you don't know the status of those persons. But when you're in a relationship like that, you know each other's, you know what's happening in terms of your health, your status, because you go and you get that checked. So Brit, I know you're alone devastated. Maybe you should try sending me back. Wait till life find a nice couple and settle down. I mean, I said it out when I put it out today. Somebody, I tell you, a lot of people private message me, you know, and tell me like, I know somebody said, yo, I don't mind that because that take a whole for the work off of me. And I was like, what? And she said, yeah, she not have no issue with that. So think about it, guys. I know a lot of people say, yo, no, me, no. But you have a lot of other persons who saying, hell yeah, yeah. So as I said earlier, it's not about trying to convert you. are trying to push you over into a poly lifestyle. But it's more for us to understand it, because I'm sure for a lot of you, you know, you may have heard about it, or you might not, and you're saying, yeah, send to them, send to them, yeah. You see what I'm saying? But would you? I mean, let me ask you, Willie, would you do that? Would you find yourself in a poly relationship? And guys, be honest, would you? No, but you know, you have women who are also involved with that, because a friend of mine said that he knows of a boss chick. She has her husband, and she decided that she was going to move in her girlfriend into the relationship, and they're fine. So it's not just about the male. It's not just from a male perspective in terms of just the man never benefit from all of this. You have the other side where some women, that's what they want. Um, you know, they want to have that. I don't want to say. I don't want it to be disrespectful to say a third wheel. They want to have that third person on board, whether it's a man or a woman, to kind of bring spice to the relationship. So it's really happening. Brit, try one more time. Let me see. Let me see if everything settled down now and we go again. Yeah, I would want to, but I not willing to be concerned about how my friends and family. That's what the guy said. So when I was talking to him today, he said, you know, at this stage in his life, he's not concerned about what anybody has to say, because according to him, he said, in another 5 years, that will be like a normal thing for people. He believes that, like, very, very soon, you're going to hear. Because, to be very honest, guys, if you look at it, you know, so a whole heap of people doing it, and maybe one person in the whole equation don't know about it, but the other 3 or 4 persons know about it. And you know, talk truth. In Jamaica, you know, you have the man, and the man may live with his wife, and the wife may be the person who doesn't know about it. But the girlfriend of the road know about the wife, and the girlfriend of the road know about the other girlfriend, and the other girlfriend may know about girlfriend number 1 and the wife. So the only person who is not in the know yet is the wife. And so it's happening here. It's really happening here, but we just now call it the title what they did right now. All right, so let me read some of the comments. Men cheat, women cheat. So why not do it right? Do it right. Straighten up way. Oh, see somebody say that? Carlo, you say? Brian, I kill you? No, seriously, but it is happening. It is happening. Guys, it's a one. And I'm just disappointed that, you know, my guests aren't able to come on and share their story. You know, all the people that know want to come on. But let me say this. If you are on tonight and you have been or you are still involved in a poly relationship, let's talk. Because as you see here, we are a fam. And people just want to know how it works out. Because me really want to know. You know, the first thing is how you break that conversation to your partner or partners to say, hey, let's do this. You know? How you reach a stage here. Yeah. All right. So, with what's going on now, and I'm not able to have my guest on, what I will do, I will actually, and unless you want to do a freestyle kind of live tonight, what I will do, I'll actually end the live tonight, and I will go back to the drawing board in terms of working on my guest, because I see that it is something that we need to discuss. It is a topic that we need to discuss, and I mean, out of my lives, I hope that, you know, we can learn something. So it's not about the ray and the take alone. It's about, you know, a takeaway. You must have a takeaway at the end, whether it's something you learn or, you know, some refresher, or you meet somebody. I'm interested to know how it works. Jokes aside. But Brian, You know who I'm talking, don't? Because I see you follow the person on IG, the local person, and I was actually amazed because he's so open with this thing, and he was actually willing to come on, and I'm just so disappointed that at the end, last minute, he said that he won't be able to because of whatever reason. What are the good takeaways? And what are the downside issues? Yeah, I was hoping he would tell me that. Because you see one of the videos where he's walking to the bank with his ladies and saying, while you all worrying about what we do, we are making money and we're banking, and we're like, whoa. And he's not hiding because his page is actually open. And I'm like, yeah, him a living life, him say him a living best life. And I mean, while you may think that's not the way to go, he has no issues doing what he's doing, and so too the ladies who are with him. Yeah. Anyway, tips. Well, guys, we can't go no further with it because we don't have the guests on, and me can't hear them story like what them can tell you. I can't answer the caller. I wish I could answer those questions. I can't answer those questions. And I really wanted them to be on tonight to answer those questions. Unfortunately, technical difficulties causing one not to do it, and then I don't know what happened to the other, a no show. So, okay. I will wait. I am actually working with your queue here, guys. No, I don't think he's a wealthy man, too. I don't think you see, people look at it, money. All right. Me know they hear this all the time. Say, good man shot and good woman shot. True. Me know say some people go bash me to this tonight, but you don't hear this. Say, good man shot and good woman shot. I'm going to throw this question out there. And you know what? I'm not going to answer. If you find a man who you believe is a good man, right? Good man. He has everything that you want. And he has everything that you want. But he's in a relationship with somebody else. And he says to you, you know, I like you too. And I think we can go somewhere. Why don't we all just be one big happy family? Are you going to do it? Carla. No, we can't even ask you, you're married or whatever. You get in that trouble. Would you do it? Would you do it? This is a question for the women here tonight. Would you do it? Let me take a sip of my wine while I wait on you to respond. Everybody get quiet now. Would you do it? So you see what the problem? I think you may be honest with yourself, but you're not honest enough to say openly. But the mere fact that nobody will come out and say, hell no. Yeah. That means that you're thinking about, Henry said, the more the merrier, that me know. You know I would do it, but don't think I can have sex with other people in the room. I'm not so open in that area. So you do it, you live with him, but you want him, when you're having sex with him, you want him to come in your room. See, well, that could be one of the rules I may put forward. See? Carla said, honestly, you think there are so many emotions at play, it would be hard to say yeah. Really. So the thing is, Carla, sometimes, Lati, you said no, sir? Wow. So you just getting involved to watch, all right? Right. So that don't want to hear rules. Well, you see, different strokes for different folks. I just think, Great, are you still on? Guys, let me just try. My mind just said try. and see if it really if Brickton just off tonight, because oh shoot, let me remember the name. Remind me of the name again that you had up, because I put a name in there and it's not coming up. But emotion going to get involved, and that you can't control. Yeah. But as a guy said today, I'm just so disappointed that he's not on. He said that, yeah, emotions really come into play, but when you guys set the ground rules, when emotions, when it really reaches a stage, you just sit and discuss it and work out the best solution so everybody can be happy. Because he said that it's really working out for him, where his wife and his girlfriend, they're like BFF, especially for him. He's living in an area where they're new to the area, so they don't have nobody but themselves. Oh, so you said, Daniel, you say it's called mind control. No, I can't. I couldn't do that. I couldn't put his name out there like that. I mean, if you know, you know. But I could not just put his name out there in terms of for people to go flood the stage. Out of respect for him and everything like that, I can't do it. I can't do it. But when I looked at his page, I was like, yo. And it's not like him both, you know, it's just like when him go out, him and them walk, you know, them go together, they go out together, they have fun together, they work together, they play together, they live together. Yeah. So, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. If you know, you know. If not, you know. Yeah. All right. So, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for at least the last 1 hour and 5 minutes. I've been trying to get this thing going. It now work out tonight, but I appreciate you taking the time out to, you know, come and join me for my live. Sometimes it's very challenging. First of all, to get the guests and to get them to log in on time, you know. But yeah, it's just a part of the whole thing. It's all in the production, you know. So this one is one that will go down as a non-live. But I thank you for coming on. Since there's no, you know, unless you have somebody who wants to come on and we can do a little conversation, we can have a freestyle Saturday and we talk about something else. But as it relates to this topic, it's not going to happen tonight, unfortunately, despite everything that I said earlier. So we can move on from that. Unless my guests come on and then we can continue. But yeah, that's where we are right now. Yeah, man. I will sort it out to ensure that the next time. But it's not a matter of me. It's just getting the guests comfortable. Because, you know, sometimes people can become uncomfortable, especially when you don't know, you know. So, yeah, tonight would have been really interesting. Bad. It would have been. Well, something else. Carla, what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about something. What do you want to talk about? It's called, let's change it now. I need to change the title for the live. It's called Freestyle Saturday. What's going on? What do you want to talk about? I know, I normally have you on until 10 o'clock. Well, yeah. I will, Brian, I will. After the live, I will talk. Talk truth, Brian. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? Because I see you follow him. What do you think about what you're seeing? Oh, I didn't finish the independent woman conversation. Lord, that one is another one right there. So, we want to talk about Carla. What about the independent? You know, okay, stop. So, see that. See, we just start get tired, you know, Dr. Sexy coming on. Hold on. Mm-hmm. No, see, she come on here, okay? It's like you read her mind. See, she come on here, you know?
Good night.
Hi. Well,
hello. I'm about to go coma here, so I'm not spending a long time with you because I have to go talk to D'Angelo. He's coming on shortly on Versus. So I have to go look at him and lust after him and close my eyes and let him serenade me before I go to my bed.
His body is not the same.
No. I'm not in it for his body. You heard what I just said? I'm going to close my eyes and let him serenade me. Because his vocals are everything. So I don't even care if him look like a blob. And I'm not interested in his body. His voice is like molten chocolate cascading down my ears. But I wanted to chime in a little bit on polyamorous relationships. Yes. I think there's excellent merit in polyamorous relationships. I think a lot of us have challenges with monogamy, so we probably should take it seriously. But it requires some things that a lot of people are not ready to do, like being mature and being honest. You can't do it if you're not straight up honest with how you feel. You can't do it and hold a grudge. You can't do it and hide how you really feel. You can't do it and pretend. If you're doing it, you have to go in fully authentic, and you have to be willing to express yourself whenever you feel like your needs are not being met, because that's the only way they get met. But I think there's a lot of merit to polyamorous relationships, especially in this economic climate. I mean, more than 2 incomes, somebody always there, especially if you have children, not built-in babysitting. Somebody is there to help with something. If somebody wants a break, them can get a break, and the other rest of them can pick up the slack. So I think that there's a lot of merit to polyamorous relationships. But like I said, it's not something that you can go in with lightly, because you have a lot of men who they don't want to be in a polyamorous relationship. They just want to have multiple sexual partners, which is a different thing. One person, 20 people, so that they can have sex with them, is not the same as being in a polyamorous relationship. In a polyamorous relationship, everybody knows what's going on, and everybody is participating in something that is a whole that benefits everybody. So it's not you have to be honest, you have to have integrity. Somebody mentioned integrity. You have to be able to function in a space where you're not just thinking about you and what you want. You have to also take into consideration all the other people involved in this setup. But like I said, I think that if you can do it and do it well, you have some great things to happen. Because I mean, some of the people I know in polyamorous relationships right now, the sexual part of it varies dependent on their setup. Some people, everybody has sex with everybody. In some cases, if it's a man and 2 women, then the 2 women will have sex with the man. And sometimes it's 2 men and 2 women, and sometimes it's 2 men and 1 woman, and sometimes it's all men, or sometimes it's all women. So based on the setup, you have to work out who's going to have sex with who and when they're going to do it. It has to be something that is very clear. It can't be, but I thought he was coming over this week. There's no but I thought. It has to be clear. So communication has to be on point. Integrity has to be on point. Authenticity has to be on point. Even those moments when you feel jealous, you have to be in a position where you can say, you know, I didn't like it when such and such thing happened. It made me feel a little insecure, and deal with it. That is what it requires. But I'm a fan.
Would you get involved in one of those relationships?
Oh, of course. Absolutely. I think I want 3 men. One of them has to be a chef. One of them has to be a chef. At least one chef. And one of them has to be very domestic. Like, he must enjoy cleaning, and like it must feel joyful when he cleans. Yeah.
And then the other one must be a bully.
No man, but all of them are gonna be like a certain kind of man, so them are gonna look a certain kind of way. But I just say, you know, me and 3 men, they like that. Me not a problem with that. We work with it. Yeah, man. You know? Yeah, I'm okay with that. It annoys me greatly whenever I talk about this to Jamaican men, and they're all for it until they start to realize that they're not going to be the only man in the relationship.
Like, because a lot of the guys who responded say, sure, yeah, as long as I'm the only man.
Yeah, that's all. And you know what? Honestly, they don't want that in Dara. They don't want that, because when those 2 women periods start sync up, and the two of them start gang up on him backside. You don't want that. Because the two of them are going to notice him bad habits and start agree about, excuse me, didn't you say you were going to? We cannot depend on you. You can't manage that. You can barely manage that from what one? Two? Really? Sir.
Henry, you see Henry on this thing here? Respectful Henry.
My whole I got tired? No, sir. I don't know if you're a fan of Shabarangs, but no such thing. Cannot be done. Those of us who have control of our pelvic floor muscles, oh, we know how to exercise muscles. As a matter of fact, you'll dead long before I do. Because we have a little circulatory issues and everything just pop right down. Little bit of circulation issues and so trust me. Not an issue.
Shelly, how common is it? Based on the people that you know, would you say it's a common thing in Jamaica?
No, it's not common at all. Not in the real way. What happens in Jamaica is you have a man where they're with 5 women, but each of those women think him alone, she alone him there with. So him just like walk up and lie to 5 women. In the concept of it really being a polyamorous relationship where it's more than 2 partners in the relationship. I know of about 4 cases that's happening in Jamaica right now with people who are living together in the same house. They have children. They have a full-on life. But no, it's not very common in Jamaica.
So Skendon says that's a recipe for disaster.
If it's not your thing and not everybody's thing, it's a recipe for disaster if you prefer monogamy. If you prefer monogamy, do not be in a polyamorous relationship.
Right.
Because people say the same thing about the monogamy. I know people in polyamorous relationships who cannot imagine. And you know the person, like for example, there's this one throuple, they call themselves a throuple. It's 3 of them. It's two girls and a guy, 2 women and a man. And the women don't have a sexual relationship with each other, but they have an amazing friendship. And the man is like, well, if they break up, them are going with the man. Because they can't live without the man, they can't live without the man. That's like they said that to you.
In the relationships that you've seen, do they live together or
they live in the same house, 3 different incomes, the 3 of them work. One of them is a teacher, so she has more time with the kids and she helps them with them homework and all of that. Homeboy, sometimes he has to travel for work, and when he travels, then you know they're there. The women they really really help each other. And one of the things that they talk about a lot is the fact that they can take a break. And that's a thing that, and I thought it was an interesting perspective because they're like, if I don't feel like dealing with him, she can just take a break and spend a day by herself. And because you know sometimes you feel like that. Sometimes man stressing in a man, and sometimes you just want a break. You know, so she's like, yeah, and she can just go spend the day and go do something what she wants to do, and she know that her home is taken care of. She know that everything is fine, and there's somebody there taking care of her kids, and she don't have to worry about it. And so I thought that was an interesting perspective because at the time I didn't think about it, but when she described it, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So
yeah.
Sometimes you want a break from them.
Because
that me not right. The man, mate, you should have called him and said, take him on Tuesdays now, please. Just give me Tuesdays to myself, please.
Because that's what the man said, you know, my guest who was supposed to be on, he said that the combination of the income, because he said with the 3 of them income combined, everybody all right. You see what I said? Another thing is that when everybody's under one roof, you don't have to be spending that extra money out there for the other rent.
And the built-in baby is a big attraction too, because it's like the couple that I know, they have 4 children amongst them. Like I think only 1 child was born in the union, but they have 4 children total. And there's always somebody there to take care of the children. So if it's to them date night, like 2 of them date night, there's a babysitter. So them go out on them date night and somebody's at home taking care of the kids and them set it up. So them know say
that's the only thing I don't understand going on.
Next one date night, them work it out. They know exactly how that go.
Shelly, that's the problem I have though. Because when you're going to say our date night and you stay and babysit, never problem with that because it should be everybody's date night.
No, but well, that is because that is how you set up your couple. If that is what you require, then you set it up like that. It don't have to be like that. That is how they do it. All of them can go on a date. Some of them, that's how some couples do it. Everybody go out same time and somebody else watch the kids. But that's the reason why communication is so important because you actually have to talk about these things. You have to work it out. It has to be clear. So everybody leave knowing, say, okay, so we have date night twice a month, every second Tuesday, and we're all going to go together, or you go first and then me go next. But they work it out. It is clear. There's no assumption. There's no. But how comes you go out 2 times and me only go out 1 time? No, then we work it out.
Which will help with the issue of jealousy.
Yeah.
Because if you set the rules. All right. So since I have you on and you are a relationship expert, right? Let's look at some of the advantages that I'm seeing here. The one of them that I want to talk about is the bigger selection of partners. You mentioned that, so you can take he, she, or the whole lady, and you do whatever, right?
You get to decide how you want your family to look.
And then the other one, lower risk that people getting bored in the relationship.
Oh yeah, definitely, and just because of what it takes, there's always something to do. Because if you are combining children, like for example, it's 4 of you, and each one will have 1 child. That's 4 children. Each one have 2 child. That's 8 children. You see what I mean? So with the kids, you probably have to go kids activities. You probably have to go family get together, somebody birthday every 5 seconds. So there is always something to do. And you another event coming up, and Christmas is massive because it's so much on, and your vacations are epic because, you know, so it's a lot of things to do just to function every day. And for people who like big families, it's the best of both worlds because they get a built-in family and they get all of the trappings that come with that.
Is that you? I see. I wonder if this is my my guess.
Your guess?
Well, if it is, he will send me the request to go live, so I know. But
send the request.
Me not go surety for unsurety. Shelly, another one. They said the concept of a soulmate for everyone is flawed. Do you believe that?
Of course, it's flawed. Like, think about how many people are in the world. What if you're a soulmate and you will not live in the same country? So you're stuck with not ever finding somebody because you never got Timbuktu, because you didn't go to Korea, because you've never been to Afghanistan. The soulmate idea doesn't make any sense to me. I think the best relationships are with people who are open to being authentic. And if both of you are authentic, then you get to see who the person really is. And I think that is so, I talk about that a lot because people lie. It's a whole lot of people that walk up and down and pretend to be a lot of things in the dark. But there are people, they lie, you see? They lie. So it's like just meeting somebody who's living their truth is actually very attractive. And if you can be authentic and meet somebody who's also authentic, I think that's a great foundation for a relationship to start on because you already know what you're working with. You understand? And then this soulmate thing, a lot of people reference the soulmate come from movies, and you don't know how movies go. Movies show you all of the nice things, and then play violin in the background, and the lighting perfect, and then do the spin round shot with the kiss, and you get caught up in all of that. That is not what's happening in real life. So I don't invest in that kind of idea. I think that you meet people who you click with, like you ever have a good friend where you just click with, where you just when you met, it's like you knew them from a past life and you all just click. And I think that's what people imagine when they think about soulmates. But a lot of the time, that person is not somebody who you end up being in a romantic relationship with. That person ends up being a really good friend, you know. So no, I don't do the soulmate song.
All right. So when I was asking this question about the poly relationship, I found that a lot of people were coming out and saying, "Hell no, hell to the no." Correct me. Is it a case where, as Jamaicans, because we really don't understand what it entails, I don't understand, we just normally just say no to it, we dismiss it without finding out the real facts about it?
Culture is a thing, you know, Dara. Culture is a thing. Our culture says that we should be in monogamous relationships. That's what we're taught. From we're growing up, we're taught about husband and wife. We're taught about the nuclear family. That's what we aspire to. That's what them tell you. Say when you take a spouse and you and the spouse come together and you become one. Another thing I don't subscribe to, because two better than one, two more than one. But I'll come back to that. But I'm just saying that you know, that's what we're taught. So by the time we become adults and we're trying to find somebody to share our lives with, that is the framework that we're using. Culture is a thing. When you're looking in cultures where polyamorous relationships are popular, that's what it is in their culture. Yeah. You have different African cultures where it's a sign of wealth to have multiple spouses. It's a sign that you're doing well, because poor man can't have 3 wives. Or you might afford them.
Don't say that, Shelly. You remember the story that we saw about the man living under the bridge in Portmore with, was it 2 wives or 3 wives? So he's a poor man, but he having 2 wives under the bridge.
I was very clear with my statement. Me saying cultures where polyamory is a thing, is a sign of wealth to have more than one spouse. Me don't know what man them 3 women did do under the bridge. All me I say is
still doing.
Those cultures, it's a sign of wealth. If you have multiple spouses, it's a sign of stature. And you find that especially powerful people, the aristocrats of those societies, they have multiple wives. Even in the Bible, in the Bible, powerful men in the Bible have multiple spouses plus concubines. And my Christian colleagues always tell me, say I shouldn't talk about the concubines because they don't have a sexual relationship with the concubines. I don't know why, because based on what I understand, they don't play Scrabble. But that's not. I'm just saying that it's a sign of wealth and prosperity in certain cultures to have multiple wives because you can afford to do so. So when them listing them wealth, them say them have 10 head of cattle, 14 head of goats, and 100 wives.
Getting back to my poly peeps. So it says it's an incentive for them not to cheat.
People cheat in polyamorous relationships, so.
Really?
Yes, cheating, and denying every kind of relationship.
So that agree then, because if you have so many other partners, we have what I wrote to look for. Is it that within the partnership they not have everything?
It has nothing to do with what is going on in them house. Some people cheat because of opportunity. Some people cheat because them feel like it. Some people cheat, well, because, you know, them say, well, I'm unhappy at home. Hello. That's what I like having male friends, you know. I have a bridge, you know. Him said to me, say, him there with this girl and everything nice and fine and good and the best girl, and him like her and him talk about her like this girl like dreams. And you know how she and him end up break up? Because he cheated on her with a girl when he couldn't get in high school. Him said every time him try get the girl, him try get her, she turn him down. And then him turn big man and him meet her again and she wants him, and him said just so him can't throw it in her face so she used to turn him down and she want him now. Him have sex with her. Him never want her, him not in a relationship with her, whatever. But just to prove a point. And because of that decision, he match up in nice, good relationship. So a lot of the times when man cheating have nothing to do with one of them yard. And then you have the friends, and something I saw, that my male friends tell me about this again, is 4-man go out, one of them not single, and all them 3 friends them single. They meet a group of 4 girls. You take one for the team. He's not necessarily interested, but if in turn she down the whole of the girl them are going and in bridging them now go score. So you take one for the
That's
ticket.
not a strong man. That's not a strong man. That's a man who just
That made it great. The fact is he's still cheating. And that decision was made based on whether he was happy at home or not. I'm just telling you that cheating happens in all kinds of relationships, including this one.
Brian says the thrill of it.
That too is a conquest. Hello, sometimes a man come across one hot girl in a man. And just because she's so hot and she wants him, we say, hot girl, shit, no man, then look at the girl, hot man, yo, you see her ass, you see her ass. Now I've nothing for him, wife nice, see him with everything nice at home, him love him wife, everything. Opportunity.
Alright. So I'm calling on your relationship expertise now, right? So we're looking at some of the cons of it, and something that they brought up was the fact that you're prone to get like a lot of disease out of it. You've heard about that?
A lot of what?
Interaction. Diseases. Let me try. Let me find the right.
Well, whenever you have a sexual relationship, you're prone to get diseases, you know.
You know your partner, and you know everybody, and you know the status of everybody, so you should be fine.
Not necessarily, but that is assuming that everybody is doing what they're supposed to do. Like we say, cheating still going in polyamorous relationships. So somebody probably stepping out and go get what them get and come give everybody in the relationship. In that case, that would be because, especially the person who's having sex with everybody, then they can spread it. So it don't necessarily mean that just because it's a polyamorous relationship, it is more prone to happen. But if one person becomes positive, then now they're having more people to spread it to. Instead of just one other person, they must spread it to the group.
You know, I'm learning about this now. As I said to everybody else tonight, I'm just learning about the poly relationship tonight, right? But I was sold when I heard some of the things. But then when we hear them cheat, no, I think that's just greed. It's like your belly full, you get a plate full of food and your belly full, but you still go out there and see one piece of cake and you just name it because you just because. So that's
it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It has to be. That's why it comes back to authenticity. You have to be somebody who is comfortable in a relationship where you look across and see the person that you love having a sexual, intimate interaction with somebody else, and that is absolutely fine to you. It bothers you none at all. It doesn't make you feel a little way. It don't make you feel there's no negativity. And the person with which the person that you love is being intimate with is somebody who you also love. You may not have a sexual relationship with that person, but that person is a part of your family. So it's not a frivolous thing, which is why I start off by saying it requires some things that if it is not there, leave it alone. If you know that you're a jealous person, leave it alone.
Because I was coming to one of the cons. The first one I have may lead to jealousy.
No, it is, and it will lead to insecurity too, because if you are looking at how they interact and saying, well, but I don't interact with him the same way or with her the same way. Why is it different and if you're comparing yourself to that person, then we have a problem, because it will not be the same. Your interaction with the person is not going to be exactly the same. There's always going to be something different because they're different people. So if you're looking at them expecting to see how you interact with them, it's not going to ever look like that, because number one, when you interact with them, you don't have the vantage point of looking at yourself. So you don't even know what that looks like. Also, you will never interact the exact same way with each other because you're individuals.
All right.
So you can't go into a polyamorous relationship insecure. You can't.
You can't go in there insecure and build.
No. If you start off insecure, you're not going to build nothing. You're just going, you're not going to like it. You're going to be losing your confidence. Mind.
Okay. So another of the cons that they have here is having more than one partner can be expensive. But of course, you spoke about this, and I don't see it that way because
it can be expensive if everybody is not working. If only one person is working and the other 2 or 3 people not work, then but if everybody is working, that's multiple incomes.
Yeah.
So let me say it comes back to the makeup of it. Because for example, in some of these cultures that I spoke about, they are Muslim. And if they practice Sharia law, they are allowed to have multiple spouses. But if you don't have the finances to maintain that, because usually the women aren't allowed to work, as a man, you have to make the amount of money so that you can take care of all of your wives and the children. And in their culture, the extended family gets to live with them. So you probably have an elderly parent in the house. And there's probably a cousin. So if you know as the only breadwinner, you have to feed all of the people. So if everybody is working,
so my focus though is not on those culture where you have the poly relationship where it's accepted. I'm talking about like our culture now where it's not the norm. It's not
relationship. Everybody are working in Jamaica. You still have those relationships where there's only one breadwinner in the relationship. That's happening. So if there's only one breadwinner in the relationship and their money has to now feed multiple partners, then the money has to stretch far. So that I see how that could be a con.
You know how I was looking at it though, Shirley? I was looking at it from this aspect that if the man has his wife or his main woman at home and he has, let's say, I'm just gonna put it at 3. I'm not even extending it to more than that. And he has this other person. If everybody decides to live together, he won't have to split his money to say, okay, let me send some money to pay Joan rent over there, so and pay our utilities and buy our food, because everybody will be under one roof, which would lessen the whole expense that he would have to do.
But he would have to get a bigger roof because now Jane move in.
No,
Jane needs somewhere to sleep.
Then Jane and sleep in the same room with them.
Not necessarily. Sometimes they have their own space, my girl. In a some polyamorous situation, each wife have a different house, you know. So you have like a tenement yard. Rose have a house, Karen have a house, and Dana have a house, you know. And Dana have a full everything in the house, kitchen, bathroom, everything, you know. So no, they don't necessarily live under one roof.
All right. Tell me, you know of some relationships out there. Tell me what it is. Just take us through what it is like for one of those that you know.
Okay, so the couple, like the throuple, the same one I was talking about earlier. I've been to their house. They have a room that all of them share, right? However, everybody have their own space. So if them all want to, them get all of them custom made bed when they go wider, so all 3 of them can sleep on the bed if they want to. Them have that, cause they do that sometimes, and sometimes they put them climb in the bed with them, and that's fine. But if them want to sleep in their own room, them have their own room. Everybody have their own room. So them live in a pretty big house. The kids have their own room. Them have money.
Okay.
Everybody have their own car. And so, you know, when they need to go work, them work different places. Them need to somebody pick up the kids. Them pick up the kids for them there to take care of the kids. They might all have to go somewhere, which they all just go into the bigger vehicle so everybody can drive together.
Oh.
But individually, them have their own vehicle.
What are some of the issues, if you're privy to it, what are some of the issues that they have though in that particular relationship?
Well, what they complain about is scheduling, because like we say, they have 4 children. So a lot of them life center around what's going on with the kids, and like them, like most 2 of them about teenage age now. So they have to jump around the children, and because of that, it doesn't lend themselves to for a lot of romantic stuff and relationship stuff. So people start complaining because for them date night get missed and that kind of thing.
They're not the relationship is too much of them because
it's not perfect. Them have to deal with things, so them just reschedule the date night and come and get them still together.
How long have they been together?
Well, I met them about 2013, and they were together for a while before that. They were together over 10 years before that. I mean, people them.
Okay.
I mean, they've been doing this for a while. Them figure it out. It's just that, just like regular monogamous relationship, they have things we have to navigate. And
so I see where you're saying a lot of the issues are related to the children. Do you have do you know any other poly relationships where there's no children involved?
No, not personally.
All of them have children involved.
Yeah, I don't know of any in Jamaica where there are no children involved. Personally.
Boy, I wish I had somebody on who would be in it to just give us like the deets. You know, somebody looking.
Yeah, but remember also, that especially because of our culture and the fact that we are very judgmental, and Jamaica defines itself as a Christian country, and if you go, and I don't understand why Christians have a problem with polygamy, because like me say, all the men of the Bible had polygamous relationships, but I because of what it is, if you don't know, people not gonna they're hesitant to publish it, because even the circle that I know, it's not a loud thing. Like people will see them, they will say the dude with one of the girls and figure him together with her, but a lot of the times they don't get that they're all together. They will see the 3 of them a walk, but it's not obvious that they're all together. You just 3 people a walk and go about the business.
And this is out of fear of what other people.
No, I don't think they're operating from fear. It's just that they don't make it a point of duty to point out that that's what's going on. And if you, like I said, if you see them moving around, you won't see it. It's not like they're going to stop in the middle of the road and start making out or something or 3 of them. They're just going about their business, living them life. So. You don't know.
In a way, it kind of sounds like. Anyway.
It kind of sound like what? Finish your thought. It kind of sound like what?
It kind of sounds like you just have that one person, that third wheel on, to assist with the children and to, if you need.
Well, when you're around them, when you're around them, I don't know who you would call the third wheel.
Oh, because it can't differentiate. Okay.
It's not like you're gonna say, oh well, those 2 are a couple and that's the third wheel. It don't feel like that at all.
Okay.
Like if you're around them and you spend some time with them, you don't feel like that.
Okay. All right. So another con is that some spouses may be treated quite poorly.
Also, something that happens in monogamous relationship. Yeah.
True. Yes, it can be that, right? Tensions in the household will be quite common.
That's not a polygamous relationship problem. Tension exists in relationships.
Yeah.
Them have to deal with things. Individuals, them have their own little quirks and challenges, and somebody might say something where somebody never like, and them vex about it, and that's life. Whatever kind of relationship you're in, you have to deal with a little bit of that.
Okay, so spouses may be stuck in unhappy marriages.
That don't sound familiar.
You say that, okay, all right. What's different from the monogamous relationships, right? Mental issues relating to the poly relationship.
Like what?
It's just the mental issues. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, relationships generally have their pitfalls. If I look at neglect, for example, let's compare neglect in a monogamous relationship versus a poly relationship. In a monogamous relationship with one other person being neglected, they feel alone, they probably get depressed, and they just feel neglected because it's just them alone. In a poly relationship, if they're the only one being neglected and the other partners, the other spouses are being treated well, then they have something to compare. So I suppose in that case, it might feel worse because it's not just you alone stewing in your neglect. Now you can compare that, oh well, I'm being treated worse than Karen over there or Daly over there, or you know. So I suppose in that case, I can see how from a policy standpoint how that would be the case. But like I said, a lot of these challenges, they're just relationship issues. You have some people who they start off really nice and then they stop making an effort, or then they start being neglectful to their partners, or then get distracted, and because they're distracted, them stop doing all the things that them promised to do. So that's just relationships. And so I don't think that it's a particular poly problem.
It's a relationship problem.
It's relationship issues, and you're dealing with individuals, and people change. That's another thing that people don't expect in relationship. You know, the more I'm married to somebody, I expect the person to be the same person for the next 20 years. And my philosophy on that is, if you're the same person you were 20 years ago, you wasted 20 years, because you grow, you think differently. I don't feel the same way about a lot of things that I used to feel a certain way about 10 years ago. And so, you know, we don't expect our partners to change. And sometimes you grow away from each other. That's the thing. You don't always want to be the person who married you 20 years ago. Don't feel the same about you now. That's a thing. You know, and it changes the relationship. And maybe you just need to break up at that point. You had a good 20-year run and it's over now. It happens.
All right. So at the start, you said that you have no issue with a poly relationship.
I'm a fan. I'm a very big fan of poly relationships.
Do you think over time in our society we will become more accepting of that type of relationship?
No, we're stubborn bad. Jamaicans are holding on for some old things really long just because that's tradition and that's culture and that's how we do things. We still have Jamaicans who are denying, who absolutely enjoy oral stimulation, who still denies publicly that they enjoy oral stimulation just because of how it was sold. So no. And oral stimulation is something where man I talk about it like no, like it's a qualification for them resume. They say, hi, has anybody ever eaten you before? Is me a long time too? Oh, one Rasta man tell me say, hey, a Rasta man never eat it yet. So it's like it's a thing, but they will never publicly admit it. And it's still and they feel horrible about it. And man, don't do it. Even today, that is happening. So I mean, I don't think well, not in my lifetime anyway. I'm happy to be proven wrong. But I think that the fact that we define ourselves as a Christian country and we see monogamy as the wholesome, moral thing to do, the right thing to do, I think as long as we feel that way, polyamorous relationship is not going to be accepted in Jamaica. We have a whole heap of other things to accept before we reach there. So put that on the list, but love, we have plenty of things we need to accept.
Oh.
Including legal abortions, by the way, since I'm talking about it. I'm just saying.
Another issue for another time.
Yes.
Yeah, because the male I was speaking to today, he was saying that well, he's a Jamaican, he recently migrated. He's saying that like in at least 3 states in the US, he knows that they have actually legalized the whole polyamorous relationship. And that's why he thinks that very soon it will be okay for a man to be involved. So in Jamaica, I'm not talking about.
No, but even in the United States, there are a lot less states where they accept polyamorous relationships than the other way around. I mean, he said what, 3? It's usually in the states that are very religious, because that is how they justify. They say, well, it's a part of their religion that they are allowed to marry multiple partners, multiple spouses. And even from a legal standpoint, usually what happens is that the man marries one of the women, so legally they're married, but the other women, they're not married, they're not legally attached to this man.
That's what I'm thinking.
God allow them to do it. So
right.
It's still not a thing in the United States.
Yeah, so when I say a thing, not something that is like legal. When I mean here in Jamaica, right? I don't think it would be legal like that. But to the state where people start accept it in terms of
no,
okay,
I don't see it, and I don't see it in my lifetime. Like I said, I'm happy to be proven wrong. I will come on here and say, Dara, I was wrong. I didn't see it coming, but I don't see polyamorous relationships being accepted as a norm in Jamaica, as something that people are saying, okay, well, some people are in couples and some people are in couples, and that's okay. No, I don't see that happening at all. Not even a little bit. Right now, like I said, the model is I've once married, but just I tell lies to several other people and I have sex with all of them. That's the model.
Which is the informal version, right?
Yeah, well, I don't even know if it is informal or not, because several of the other people then don't know, say, other people involved in a certain thing. So.
But you know, in the Jamaican society though, Shelly, you have, as I was saying earlier, you have the man and you have his wife. And the wife may be the only one who doesn't know what is going on, because girlfriend number 1 know about the wife, girlfriend number 2 know about girlfriend number 1 and the wife. So it's just the wife don't really know where I'm going.
Yeah, but then as long as she don't know where I'm going, it's not a polyamorous relationship.
Right.
It might be a polyamorous relationship between them 2 girlfriends, but even so, they are not interacting with each other. They don't have to have any sort. Their kids don't get to play with the other girl kids, or they're not all cohabitating in whatever form. It's still one person just a hop, skip, and jump from his multiple sexual partners. It's not an actual relationship.
So somebody else said that. Say that again.
Instead of going to wife who's in the dark.
Yeah. Somebody said earlier that it's something that just benefiting the males. You agree? It's
just benefiting the person who wants a life privately. Yes, it is. That's because the fact that you have one person who is not choosing the situation, because that's what it is, The person who's in the dark is not choosing it. They don't get to actively participate. They don't get to benefit from all of the pros that can be benefited from. They don't get to participate actively and say, well, yes or no, I want to be a part of this. They're basically a victim of the choices that this one person is making.
All right, let me just read this comment from Brian. Brian is saying, I think it will get popular, but you have those situations where everyone knows about everyone. Okay. And they are just not under one roof. Yeah. And sometimes too, the wife knows what's going on, but they don't interact, or even sometimes the kids and everyone else knows, which is what we just said. So the wife, well, no, Brian put a different spoke on it. So the wife know where going, Shelly. It's just that she not consent.
Yeah, but she might know that he's out there having multiple sexual partners or whatever. But there's consent that needs to happen. There is an active participation in each other's life. It's not just one person. I run around and I pick 4 people together, and they are the only ones interacting with these 4 people, and none of these 4 people don't have anything to do with each other. That's not how it works. At some point, these 4 people would have to interact. However that interaction goes can be discussed, but it's not, oh well, I am going to go home to my wife, but I can't sleep at Keisha or Karen or that the rest of them house because the rules are me have to go home to my wife. That's not a polyamorous relationship. That's not just one man with multiple sex partners.
One person that have fun.
Yeah.
All right, one sec. So I think my guess, the mail came on. If you are on, just let me know that you're on so I can wrap it up with Shelly because if not, I have Shelly here a little bit. Just let me know. I think you came on earlier. I can't see if you've sent me a request to go live, but just let me know. Just say I am here so I know and then we can go. Yeah, Shelly, I really wanted tonight was to just get a deeper insight into this because all of this that we're reading here is just from research. You know, to get a first-hand knowledge of what's happening would have been actually.
No man, I get it, and like I said, I think there's merit to it. I am a fan. I think that if people are more open and honest with what it is that they want, then polyamorous relationships will be a lot more popular because that's really what they want. They don't want to be with just one person. And they can also benefit from the support because what a polyamorous relationship has that a monogamous relationship don't have enough is a built-in support system for everybody involved. Built-in support system for the kids, for all of the adults, for the household. If all of them have an income, pooling all the resources together gives them an opportunity to do more, and so there are lots of great things that can happen in this if everybody is honest and operates from a place of integrity and they're mature because that's what it's going to require. You can't just run in on this thing.
So Elon is saying this is why people devalue poly relationships because they think it's a one-man cheating around thing.
No, well, if it's I don't understand the use of the word cheating there because if the person is in a relationship where everybody involved is consenting to be a part of this union, then where's the cheating?
You can't help some of them because I like you're out with them. Brian is saying I think it's a man going around cheating. Elon, from Nightmare Watch, are you in a poly relationship, Elon? Talk up the things then. When we question you two right here, so we find out what I'm going. I know Brian wants to get there.
Well, Brian can find people who wants to be in a poly relationship with him. Like I said, it just requires y'all just need to talk about it. It's what it is. Like I said, I am a fan.
I think it's getting to that stage, though. Getting to that stage where you can have that conversation. It takes a lot to reach that particular stage. You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. And let me say, authenticity. If you come authentic and you just state your position and listen, this is what I want. I want to be in a polyamorous relationship. This is Charles and Xavier. Charles and Xavier meet Corn. And so we are all going to be together. Shake hands. You all like football? Good. Something you can bond over? Let's do this. No, it has to be that plain because you need to state your position from day one and y'all will have to work some things out.
Wait, Brian, may I say? Hold on. Oh, you're supported. Brian, me say, I thought I saw swinging. I was like, oh, that's a different thing. Okay, all right, Brian.
No, swinging is a good time. Woo.
Good
time. Swinging is a good time.
Swinging. That's another thing.
Yes, ma'am.
That's another thing there where needs some discussion. Needs a whole lot of discussion. You know, Shelly, we are here and we just think say life is just normal while people are living out there. People.
But I don't know what you're talking about because like when I write my memoir, I'm going to have somebody reading my memoir. Oh Lord. Oh. What
you saying? What you mean?
I've plans in my young life here. Oh Lord. I can't relate to what you just said just now. I don't know all these people living their life, and I've had a good 39 years so far.
Oh, okay. so some of us just really sheltered and not knowing what's going on out there.
No choices. They have to do what's right for you and what feels good to you. That's really what it is. I mean, people always just assume that everybody is into certain things or everybody only want that. I keep on, you know how many times I have to remind people that not every woman is trying to be in is trying to be somebody's wife. People assume that every little girl dreams about her wedding. I've never had that dream. I don't know what that dream feels like. But some women do. And that is fine. That's what they want. But for some reason, the expectation is once you're a woman, you need to want to get married. You need to want to have children. You need to want to have the house, the wife, the fence. You need to want to have the same partner for the next 50 years. And you retire and sit up on the veranda and watch the breeze. That sounds boring to me. That sounds like, oh my gosh, punishment. And I'm alone. There are a lot of women who want other things in life. You know what I would do if I had all the money in the world and if money was not an issue? What I would do? Two things. Thing number one, I would end period poverty in Jamaica permanently. Thing number two, I'd travel the world.
Okay. Okay.
That's we all don't want to find a house and stay there till we die and get buried in the backyard.
I want to go to a point Damien raised. I would mix it. Okay. Women would also want to explore the same desires as men. I believe they are just fearful of being judged and looked down on if they articulate said feelings. Yeah.
That is a fact. That is a fact. A lot of women stick to the status quo because of the judgment. The judgment is harsher on women than it is on men. Men get to be sexually adventurous. Look how them kill Steve Harvey's daughter because she had dated different men. Because she dated them want have her because she's a hoe. Meanwhile, Nick Cannon have 3 women that breed the same time, all at the same time. And nobody know how to kill him. So, you know, the judgment is still harder on women. So if women want to be sexually adventurous, you know how many women right now is stuck having sex with a man who they consider absolutely boring, but they're afraid to mention something adventurous because they know that if she does, he might gonna lose the mind. Do you know the kind of things that she desires? She watch them on video all the time and fantasize about. You know, so she wants to do all of the nice things them and buy all the things them and hang upside down and do all the things them. And she cannot mention it to the man that she's with because of how he would respond. You know how many men said to me that, oh, well, if a woman ever tries certain things with him, just knows that she have man. So I said, so she don't have access to Google. She can Google some things, you know. And a man alone can teach her. She can Google some things. You know what I mean? It's like the only way she can learn something sexual is if she have man. So just start with that. So she can't even bring some different things into the relationship because him just dark.
Yeah. That comes down essentially to communication and not having the right communication in that relationship, which is what they said here, which is one of the things they say that makes the poly relationship work so well, because they have to be so open and honest in their relationship about everything.
Especially when it comes to sex, because like I said, not all poly relationships, everybody have sex with everybody. So, for example, with the man with 2 women, the 2 women probably don't have a sexual relationship with each other. So they probably only have sex with the man. And he probably don't get no threesome. Because the 2 women don't want to be in a sexual scenario with each other. That is something that has to be communicated. There's no assumption there. There's no, oh, but I thought you liked this. You have to know going in. Say, Karen want you on Tuesday and Keisha want you on Friday. That is something that has to be clear.
Earlier, I was relating the story of the female who should have been my guest on, and she was saying that in her case, she started out with her partner telling her that he wanted to see her with another male, and then it got to the stage where they all got comfortable and they were all together. And somebody, I think somebody asked the question if he was bi. So in that relationship, I don't think it was a matter of him being bi. It was just him enjoying her with another woman. So the dynamics of that one is different, which is, you see how judgmental it is. If the man has two women, it's okay. But if the woman has two men in there, it's an issue.
No, but sometimes that's the case too. Sometimes the two men have a sexual relationship with the woman. But like I said, communication. Because whatever the makeup, whatever it is, whatever your desires, you have to state, this is what you're comfortable with, this is what you're interested in, this is what you're not going to do. It has to be clear. It has to be stated. Everybody in the room must know, say, you don't like it if them put anything on your left butt cheek. You're not into that. That must just, everybody must know, don't put nothing on Pandora left butt cheek. She don't like it. You know what I mean? So there's no, I wonder if I'm going to try something and no. Clear.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm happy that you saved the light tonight in terms of giving us an insight into this poly relationship. I thought my male guest was on, but I don't see any kind of indication.
Well, I hope you do get a chance to talk to him, but I know that it is not something that people are comfortable talking about generally.
Yeah, and especially the judgmental part of it.
Right. I was just about to say that.
He was saying, yo, he's willing to talk, but then he said, you know what, Dara? Let me not show my face. Because, you know, him showing face today, you're going to see me on the road tomorrow and say, yo, I did upon the blah, 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 talk about that.
No, and then I will save it. Somebody has screenshot it, and then I will see it from Vibes tomorrow, and all the different color wall them. And so, not everybody open enough to have this type of conversation. And you have to kind of appreciate that, because we still live in a very judgmental world, and especially in Jamaica. Jamaica is very judgmental, very judgmental. And there are a lot of persons living them lives, but they live them lives privately because they know the consequences of people finding out their business. So it's what it is.
As I wrap, just tell me again your take on the poly relationship, and you know, because it's another way for people now to just go do your research, find out if it's for you or if it's not for you as we move forward. But a lot of us really don't know about it. So just give us a synopsis, a short Shelly of what it is.
Well, loosely defined, a poly relationship is one with more than two people. More than two can expand. So you don't have to just be 3, it can be 4, it can be 5, as much people as they can accommodate in a space. And usually it is something that means that everybody is consenting to being a part of it. Everybody is participating actively in it. And it's a full-on relationship with everybody involved. So it's not just one person allied to 4 people, and because it's 5 of them, it's a poly relationship. That's not a poly relationship. So my take on poly relationship, I'm a fan. I think that there are great merits to be in a poly relationship. But I also think that it requires maturity, requires integrity, requires authenticity, and I think that if you can find 2 or more people to who wants to share your space and time and sexual experiences, then you know that's a place to start. but you're definitely in for a treat, especially if y'all come in with some assets to the table. When I say assets, I'm not just talking about material things. I mean, in my fantasy poly relationship, I have at least one chef and somebody who is very OCD, who loves to clean. So, you know, and the third one, you know, I'm a little flexible on, but if I can find somebody who loves to cook, and the next one just loves clean and him OCD and him can't say nasty things and him just losing mind if the place messy, yeah, I require that. But otherwise, you know, I think that there are some merits to it, and if you want to do it, it's doable, and you can live a happy life, you and all the people who you want to share it with.
A friend of mine today said to me, she doesn't think a poly relationship, she don't think she would get involved in that because the emotional aspect of it. What do you say about that? Because you know when all the emotions.
What do you mean when we say she don't think she's involved in it, then she mustn't do it?
No, how do you get that part under control? I mean, I know mentally you have to prepare yourself for that. But the emotional aspect, it really does.
No, that's why you have to be a certain type of person. You have to already, okay. So like for me, it wouldn't be a challenge for me because I am very solid in who I am. I don't compare myself to other people. I don't look at something and think, oh, why she's getting this, that and not me. I look at it and go, wow, she's so fabulous. Oh my gosh, how does she do that? And I'm inspired by it. But I don't look at her winning as a competition to me, or her winning as me losing. So I don't compare myself to people. So I'm not gonna have the issue where I am one of the OCD guy. He is not paying me attention right now. I'm over here, so I enjoy the nice big strong one because I like to be held. And I'm gonna say then, why am I not over here so too? No, me enjoy this one. You know, this and like this and yeah. So my personality won't allow me to have that issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you have to start off authentic. If it is not for you, don't do it.
Elton says heart is big to love everyone. Yeah, talk like that now. Would you be, Elton, one of the, how do you put them? I know you said there's no third wheel to it, but you have they call them primary and secondary. Do they do that? Shelley?
That depends. That is not the case for all of them. That's a setup that some relationships do. Yeah, like some, for example, you have some relationships where the first wife has hierarchy. So if you're first wife, you're normally in charge of all the other wives. And that normally happens in aristocracies. So like in countries where you have a royal family and they practice polyamorous relationships, usually the first wife has seniority. So she probably set the schedules and decide how much time the king spend with wife number 4.
That's how I want to do it. That's how I want to do it, Shelley. I would want to have that kind of, you know, if I get in my relationship, yeah, that's how I want. I want to be in charge of setting the schedule in terms of when he goes out and everything like that.
That's communication, honey.
Yeah,
you can do that.
Yeah,
and send a group email to everybody. That's communication.
Or WhatsApp chat.
WhatsApp chat, whatever.
Oh, God. Anyway, Shelley, thank you so much. I mean, Damien, I see what you said, thought-provoking. I mean, based off tonight, let me just do a little poll. Based off tonight, guys, and based off the explanation of what a poly relationship is, where is your headspace as it relates to do you, don't you? Where would you go? I want to see, Shelley, where they are in terms of, would you try it? Do you still maintain that monogamy is the way to go? Where are you? Let me see. Let's do a little poll inside here to see which part. No, why am I taking off my glasses? I can't see me take it off. Poll time. So put forward. Damien, what would you try it? Okay, so one person said they try it. Okay. Not my thing. Okay. Okay. So you realize it's most of the guys though who said they will try it. And I think for the female part of it, I think maybe they're a little bit okay, I will not try. I think for the female part of it is that they are a little, a lot of them maybe would try, but they don't want to come out and say it because, of course, of being judged.
Tell woman said she would try it there. Well,
I will say that. Damien said, Damien, I figure you were going along that line that you tried.
I am Prezi. I am Prezi. Say I will do it.
Prezi is a male.
Oh,
Yeah.
picture look like a one.
So so you see, all of the female, well, the females who have responded said no, and all the guys said yeah. Stop it.
Well, all they have to do is just find a woman who will participate with them, or they can do it together. Hey, whatever works.
All right. So yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go watch D'Angelo. Goodbye.
Now listen, you saved me tonight. You saved me, Shelly. You saved me again. We need to talk. But thank you for coming on and kind of, opening up the doors for people to understand. What person said? I am what?
I'm a woman. She said, Prezi said, I'm a woman.
Oh, sorry, Prezi. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Okay, so there's some of the females coming forward to say, yeah, they'll try it. You go. Do your research and make sure it's for you. Shelly, thank you so much for
Thank you. Interested in doing it with you for the right reasons, because let me say people lie, not for the time, especially and this is a woman thing more than a man thing. Women agree to because they want to get the man and change his mind because they're working on him. If you're not interested, leave it alone.
True. Thank you, Shelly. Have a wonderful.
Later, mama.
All right, take care. All right, you end it because I'm not seeing the thing. Me, no, something wrong with my. So, guys, my guest didn't come on, but Shelly saved the day for me. So, hopefully, you have a better understanding of what the poly relationship is and how it works. And I mean, listen, if it floats your boat, you can go and do it. If you believe that no, that's not for me, stay in your lane. Don't try to come out of your lane and go do something where, you just know say it's not for you. Of course, you can always go and you can always do your research to find out more about it. I am going to do my research because, as I said, I am just learning about this, based off this week when I wanted to bring it up as a conversation, as something to discuss tonight. So there's more to learn, I'm sure. Well, definitely, you can go and you can find out more. Because here's what happened. If you know something, at least you know not to judge people. Because we love judge people. When we don't know things, we judge people and we just dismiss it. So let's use this opportunity to do our research and see where I go on. Thanks, Kayrat. I will open up my live. If there's anybody who wants to come on and I know, me have to keep it. It's like every minute may I take it off, Elton. Elon. No, Elton. Yeah, you see why we need to keep it on. Because this life is like, I have to be like, huh? Yeah. But thank you for participating. As I say, I hope you learned something tonight. I realize a lot of the males are all pro poly. The females are on the iffy. But you don't have to make the world know what you're doing or what you think or what you're thinking. You just go and do your research and see and see if it really works for you, or see if it's something that you will be interested in getting involved with. You see what I'm saying? So, as I said, I will know if you want to come on and we can discuss what Shelly said a while ago and your take on it. I'm here for it. If not, I will say thank you for coming on. So let's see. If you are, just send me a request to go live and we can. Elon, you've been talking all night. You want to come on and talk to me? And tell me, because I know I missed some of your comments because I was just listening to Shelly. I couldn't keep up with everything you guys were saying. So yeah. Nobody wants to come on? All right. So guys, again, thank you for spending your Saturday evening with me, at least 2 hours out of it, as we discuss lifestyle issues where some people not going to discuss. And I am looking forward to seeing you next week again. Live with Dara. I'm actually going to go and clean up this live to take out the first part where we were trying to join the person. and you can watch it on my YouTube channel, Live with Dara. You can see. I don't know why I call him the man Elon. Elton. Sorry. Elton, right. Yeah. Alright, sorry about that, Elton. Yeah, you can watch this episode of Live with Dara. It will be cleaned up and put on my YouTube channel, alright? Guys, take care. Have a wonderful rest of the Saturday night.
All get a youth enough and take me example.